Cooking with tables. All right. We have another breakdown, 3 beats. I made a project, whatever. First one I'm gonna do is head because it's the easiest one. There's a sample, it's called Acoustic Lady Part 1 and 2. Honestly, I chopped this up 3 different ways. What was this way? Well, that's one way. But then also had this one. But the third way is how I actually use it for the beat that I did, which I didn't even need to use Serato for. If y'all don't know what Serato is, it's a sampling chopping thing I've used before. Just check out my other breakdowns if you want to see how those work. But this I didn't need Serato. I just kind of hand chopped it, which obviously wasn't that hard to do. Pretty much the whole beat. So when it came time to put into a song, this is literally how simple the project for the beat is. I add a bass to it. And it goes like this the entire way. You also notice the key is off. That's because I'm pretty sure the speed and the pitch and everything is changed on it. And I was in the mood to add a vox, so I found a Castlevania sound effect. And then there you go. Simple beat to, you know, a song. Ain't nothing more fire than head, man. And now for my next beat. This was what, My Way, huh? Yep. One of my favorite beats just to make one of my worst songs ever. Now, this isn't done by myself. The homie Siren made some melodies for this one. Breaking it down. I don't even know what kind of lead he used. It's like some bubbles. But anyway, at the time I was making this, I was in like a mood to try and learn how to make something along the lines of sexy drill, even though this really wasn't at all sexy drill. That being said, I have some short 808s here with hi-hats and shakers. This here is a shaker. If I remember correctly, because usually with beats, I always start with like claps and the hi-hats before I actually start adding bass and more sound effects like perks to it. I think this time around, I did kind of just already know how I wanted it to sound. So I had started with the bass and then started adding more things like a rim, side snares, just to add more to the measures. Sometimes I'll give it even more hi-hats to show some progress. I also added some voxes down here. This one is from Mario Kart 8. It's Rosalina. Didn't even know that. As well as some girl saying what? What? Even added some stomps on there because, you know, got to. Like I was saying, I was in that sexy drill mood. Also, to start the song, I kind of gave it like some jerk snares for some reason. I don't know what was up in my brain, but I threw that in there. And then started getting to the rest of the beat. And that's pretty much it, if I remember correctly. Now, usually when I work on samples or someone sends me loops, I'm usually always adding the same plugins to them. It would be an EQ, which in this one I added a lot of bass to it for some reason, Jesus. The reverb to make it last longer like a picture, and an imager. An imager really be going a long way. It really makes something feel more there, like it's around you. I don't know if I said it before on breakdowns, but I definitely recommend making sure your beat feels as stereo as possible. Everything is just all in one thing, like mono-wise. Your piece is not going to feel alive, you know? It'll probably be harder to evoke any emotions through just hearing a simply mono beat. In fact, I can turn this whole beat mono right now, and you can hear the difference. that was regular. Mono. In fact, some of the hi-hats are flying away because some of them are actually going to the left. And I was back to normal. Now I got one more beat for y'all. This one is for Sorry. This song I literally spent just like a whole day making because I wanted to drop like an EP, but I just needed one more song. And I was asking around for beats, but I didn't find any. And so I was like, fuck it. I'll just work with what I got. I found a loop that Kalan had made a while ago. Bunch of neat stuff in it. These bills are always fun to work with, so I knew this wasn't going to be hard to do. Ended up having an idea to have a pretty long intro so that when the beat drops, it's something grand, which means I had to really tee up on making sure things sounded right. I actually think I redid the 808 a couple times before finishing it and getting straight to the song. I actually remember correctly, I don't even think I finished the beat when I started working on the song. I think I finished the hook part, and then when it got to the verse, I didn't know what to do, so I just left it as like just a bunch of perks and hats until I had finished the song. But yeah, quite a few things I threw in here. Obviously, the 808s. There's actually 3 808s in this beat, and they all play right after each other. So there's this main one, then the secondary one, and then this last one that finishes it off. It's like stairs traveling down. Then I added the clap, a very light one. Got a couple of hats here. I think 2 different kinds, 2 different hi-hats and 2 different open hats. Yeah, along with the claps. This one is a side snare right here on pattern 2. Down in the bottom, I think it's 2 more hi-hats, but I think these are the same ones, just done in different patterns. So one is like quieter and more panned out for texture. Yeah. Now the velocities is different too. As the verse plays out, I took away the 808s and made it a lot more simpler. And also added another open hat. Bring the rest of these drums in. Then melody and bass comes in. And that's it. Music made by me. Majority of the beats on UI is like stuff I did drums on. I think only 2 of the beats I didn't do. Thanks for listening. I don't really see what you niggas see in my music, but you know, glad you like it, I guess.